Here's an example, another example, moving into the forest more. Some of the autumn olive that started to infiltrate into the forest because of the edge effects. One of the things I wanted to mention real quick is the impacts on the soil itself. In an undisturbed forest, typically the soil, the decomposition of the duff layer, all the leaves and the organic matter in the forest soil, it's basically fungal organisms. It's fungus that breaks this down. When you start to get more edge, you get more sunlight, less moisture, you start to see a change. Some of the invasives actually encourage this. They change the chemistry of the soil so that that layer, that duff layer, starts to break down by bacteria as opposed to fungus. That changes the regeneration potential of that forest in and of itself. And you will see, if you get into a more urban environment, an area where the forest is very fragmented, you'll tend to see there's less of a duff layer than there is in a more intact forest system, in a larger core forest. So the actual soil can change as a result of this fragmentation. And that's a dramatic impact that's going to take centuries to recover. And with the Marcellus, with the amount of fragmentation, we're looking at that kind of cascading impacts. And the key thing to remember here is these impacts cascade across the ecosystem. So it's not just, well, now there's some invasives, so we have to spray the invasives. Or we'll just replant that and eventually the forest will grow back. No, you will change the populations for decades, even centuries of that forest. And that's something that, especially on our public lands that belong to all Pennsylvanians, that we really have to put into that cost-benefit analysis. Is it worth it in the short term to get that large financial return if we're sacrificing the long-term health and sustainability of the economic engine that is Pennsylvania's forests?